After last week's action, I wrote in my football column in the Daily Herald that there are only really 2 games left in the high school football season that will have any effect on the region titles in Utah Valley. Neil, in all the time you've been watching football, have there ever been so few important games with so much time left to go in the season?
Well, it is pretty unusual, and a lot of that's because, like we talked earlier at the beginning of the year, you have probably 2 dominant teams, and then you have the rest of the pack. Timpview is not going to get much of a test in Region 7, and Region 4, I think you may have limited it to 2. There might be 3 games, because I do think that there's another game. Pleasant Grove is going to have something to say in that region. Spanish Fork could play themselves back into it. So I think there's probably more than 2 big games left, but it is kind of unusual that we're only 1 game into region and starting to, well, in Region 4, Region 7 is
Region 7 still
more, but it's already starting to sort itself out.
You know, one of the things I've noticed over covering high school football in the area for the last few years is sometimes one region, quite often one region will have 1 or 2 dominant teams, and the other one kind of seems a little bit more up in the air. Now, Timpview's had a lot of success, but there's been years when they've been challenged. In the other region, there's always, you know, there always seems to be multiple games that really affect it. And you're right, you know, there could be an upset with the Spanish Fork or Timpanogos Pleasant Grove. That game could play into it, things like that. But I just don't see.
Yeah, but I don't think
it's going to matter.
is as dominant as Timpview is, which.
Well, I agree with that.
In that case, that opens yourself up to more big games in that region. Timpview-Orem this week is it. If Orem can't give them a game, that region's over.
Well, absolutely, and I completely agree with that. But I look at that other region, and I don't really see anybody being able to stop American Fork's running game. Even Pleasant Grove is the only team that I think has a chance. I don't see Spanish Fork or Lone Peak or Lehigh being able to do that. I just think that that's the only game that's left is American Fork Pleasant Grove to keep American Fork from winning that region.